Hi everyone!
Hi!
Hi! Welcome back to LightUpTalks.
Episode 8!
Episode 8!
We knew it this time.
We knew it this time.
Maybe because it was written right there.
But yeah, so hello, it's LightUpTalks. I'm Yuno.
I'm Natalie.
And you might be wondering, who's sitting in the center here?
No, they're not. She's a LightUpK celebrity. Introduce yourself!
I mean, they might be. If they only watch the YouTube, I'm not really on it.
I don't think that would be the case.
You never know. Some people don't own like other social media.
Yeah, you might be wondering, who's this? And if you're not wondering who's this, well, what is she doing here?
That was...
But,
who knows?
yeah. Basically, well, for our LightUpTalks today, we're going to be interviewing none other than
Anne from LightUpK, CCO.
You heard it there, folks. But yes, episode 8, interviewing CCO of LightUpK, Miss Anne Shea. But yeah.
I'm just watching you.
Why are you just watching me? Okay.
Oh, there's so many bugs in there.
Really?
Oh, I never even noticed that.
But yeah, let's get started with our first topic. Basically,
How it started!
the origin! Okay, but yeah, take us on a ride.
How did Miss Anne fall down the K-pop hole?
Yeah, like, what's the story?
So, for those who don't know, and in case you're wondering, I do have this story written in the About Us section on lightupk.com, but I guess going into a little bit more detail. Basically, my friend Venus, who works at LightUpK now, she liked K-pop a long time before I did, and...
Sorry. If you don't know Venus, we sometimes mention her in our videos, by the way.
Surprisingly, a lot of them.
And she was really into K-pop, and I wasn't like too sure like what's going on with K-pop, but I remember her showing me and a few of my other friends both Big Bang and I'm pretty sure Shiny as well. So like songs like Fantastic Baby and then for Shiny Ring Ding Dong. So all those songs I feel like are pretty iconic, and I remember watching the music videos for them and being like, this is really interesting, this is really cool. And at the time I was a huge One Direction fan. And in my mind I was thinking,
that's how it starts for a lot of them.
So like, who was the 1D bias?
Yeah!
My 1D bias, which by the way, so I guess we're sidetracking a little bit here, but I will say for One Direction, calling it like a bias was just like never a thing. You were like a blank girl, even though like guys and everyone in between could like One Direction as well, but...
What?
You're giving me Zayn.
No!
I could see that.
I'm not.
No? That's shocking.
See, now I want to know yours.
Really? Yeah. Who is yours?
Liam.
Oh, Liam. Do you still like current Liam?
I'm not like a Louis now.
I was Louis!
I was literally gonna say Louis for you! Oh my gosh.
I did a whole like grade 8 music presentation.
I did that.
No, but to be honest, I was also literally pretty sure a 5 Sauce fan.
Oh, you were? I didn't get into 5 Sauce like that.
I was really into 5 Sauce. I still am, actually.
Yeah.
Not like the individual members, like, themselves. Like, I know Luke has, like, solo stuff now. He recently came to Toronto. But I was, like... I still watch 5 Sauce every time they come here. But for One Direction, my last name, if you couldn't tell, Shea, it's an Irish last name. So I liked the one, the only, Mr. Nilehorn.
Did you see him at Sugar Beach?
I did not. I honestly, like, I appreciate his solo stuff and I'm glad he's still working really hard, but I don't really follow him anymore.
What were we talking about?
We kind of went on to like a One Direction sidetrack there.
Like thing.
But anyway, I was so into One Direction at the time that in my mind I was like, okay, I can't get into like K-pop and One Direction. I was saying there's too many things on my plate. So even though I had a few K-pop songs in my playlist, like I knew K-pop existed, I was like, I just don't have the time for it right now. Big regret. What was I doing that I was so busy at 13? Like I could have handled multiple interests at the same time. I still don't know why I didn't get more into K-pop. But anyway, fast forward to the year 2018. So this was like quite a few years down the road. This jumped from like 2012, 2013 to 2018. And I still knew about K-pop, and I heard about this group called BTS, and there was a few girls at my school that were really into BTS, but I just never really gave them a listen or a chance. But I had been learning ASL, American Sign Language, and I saw a video recommended from a girl that I liked watching that does ASL music covers. She did a sign language cover of Mic Drop by BTS. So I was like, oh, okay, this is BTS. You know what? Let me give BTS a listen.
Wait, so your first exposure to K-pop was Big Bang and Shiny, but what really got you into it was BTS's Mic Drop.
Yes, because
ASL.
an ASL cover specifically. Because as soon as I saw that cover, I was like, oh, this is BTS. Like, I might have heard DNA in passing, so I know DNA also really kind of got them. I know
Mic Drop went hard though. There was like a whole, wasn't there a rapper on there too?
Yeah, Designer was on it.
Yeah,
Steve Aoki remix.
and the Designer one did well.
I'm playing basketball. I don't even remember the lyrics for the Designer cover, but when I heard this, I was like, hey, this is BTS. I like BTS. So let me just go listen to a few other songs. It won't snowball into anything though. I'll just listen to a few songs, I'll learn the members' names, but I think that's how it starts for like everyone, where no matter your K-pop journey, it's like, okay, I'm not gonna get too into this, let me just do a little bit more research. But no, it grew quite fast. And
that was her for Rise.
That's like current though.
I'm just saying though.
I feel like when I first got into K-pop, it was really casual. Like, it took me months to get my first album, and my first album was a giveaway win. In true Natalie fashion.
I was kind of the same, because even though I started liking BTS in February of 2018, it wasn't until Love Yourself Answer came out. So even though technically my first BTS comeback was like the Japanese one they had around that time, my first real comeback with BTS was Fake Love.
I'm really trying to remember the Japanese one because I was obsessed with the Japanese one.
The one with like
Speak
the
Yourself,
face.
right?
Oh, Speak Yourself. There we go. It's gonna be like the face on the album. That's kind of like.
I loved that. I was actually obsessed with it.
But yeah, like that was my first like comeback. But it wasn't just BTS. Like I started getting into like a few other groups after that. Like I was into JBJ for like a small period of time, if anyone remembers JBJ, and then Astro for a little while as well.
That's like the cutest like group to me. Like Astro, like fan wise, I feel like their fans are so like cute. Like,
but it's just like I don't see a lot of them though.
No, I don't. Like there used to be some YouTuber, some Toronto YouTuber. She was always Astro. Yeah,
really? I didn't know.
Remember I used to watch her back then. I think she's like a cosplayer now.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, so like okay, you were talking about like your BTS. Technically, your first one was Mic Drop.
What was like the first girl group though? When did you get into the girl groups?
What was the girl groups?
That question, I'm not sure if I know the answer to. It must have been Blackpink. Like, I don't remember like an exact moment of like listening to Blackpink or like other girl groups, but I'm guessing it was between Blackpink and Twice. I do remember, I will say, in late 2018, I remember when Fancy by Twice dropped, and I knew about, like, as I was getting more into BTS and K-pop, I knew about girl groups, and I actually have a playlist that still exists to this day where I did not know the members of these groups, but I would just add so many songs to this, like, K-pop playlist that I had, but don't ask me to name a single member of these groups. I didn't know, I just liked the music. But I do remember when Twice's Fancy dropped, and everyone on Twitter, or X now, was all like, oh my god, Fancy's like their best track ever, you guys gotta listen to Fancy. And I was like, you know what, I do have, I think, some Twice songs in this playlist. Let me actually go like legitimately watch the music video for Fancy. And when I was watching, I was like, I love this. I know exactly why people are freaking out about like Fancy specifically, and then Feel Special after that. But I guess like the first real like girl group I stand would be aespa. Cause
I was gonna say, because I was like, what other groups like do you really stan? And like the first thing that comes to mind is aespa.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I do listen to a lot of girl groups, but I don't stan many girl groups like that hard. I know there is like the quote-unquote trademark boy group stan that like never listens to girl groups and just thinks boy groups are like the best. And you know, I know there's some people out there like that, you know, no offense to y'all, but I just didn't like get into girl groups. But because I'm so into NCT, I don't know when I tell that part of the story, I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but yeah. I will say, because I was so into NCT and the kind of spoilers they were giving for aespa and Kwangya in general and things like that, and SM's about to debut a new girl group, and I did like Red Velvet at the time. I didn't consider myself standing Red Velvet, but I did like Red Velvet, and I was like, ooh, a new girl group. aespa. I wasn't sure how to pronounce it.
Like, no one knew how to pronounce it.
But I was excited, that's all I knew.
But yeah, so like, okay, BTS Shiny Big Bang, your first group. Mm-hmm. Mic Drop, technically your first song. Mm-hmm. Twice-ish, maybe your first girl group, I would say.
I guess kind of, yeah. Because like, let me just like, sorry, I just gotta open up a playlist here. Blackpink.
Oh, you said like Twice or Blackpink.
Yeah, like I remember definitely listening to Blackpink and then like kind of learning the members, but I don't know like in terms of standing.
But then basically, what was the first album you bought or received? And was that like the start of when you were like, it's a spiral now?
I think, I have the play. Oh, you know what? The first ever song I added to this K-pop playlist was actually not Mic Drop. I don't know where Mic Drop went in this playlist, but it was actually Overdose by EXO.
Whoa. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
That was a good one.
And then Boom Baya, Blackpink, and then Bang Bang Bang, Big Bang. Not Today, BTS, and then it just continues on. But yeah, my first ever album, and I just realized I'm like staring into the camera when I could also look at you both as I'm talking.
It's okay. It's
like I'm not sure who to look at.
You're fine.
But yeah, my first ever album that I bought was on Amazon, and it was Love Yourself Answer.
Mine too was on Amazon.
Everyone was like that. At that time, where are we buying?
No, wait.
Tell me, where were we buying?
I think mine was from Walmart.
From Walmart?
Oh.
Yeah, I might be wrong. It was either Amazon or Walmart.
Mine was like after the giveaway was eBay.
Oh, from Korea specifically?
I think so. It was a Pentagon album.
I think mine was BTS's Love Yourself tier.
I'm not gonna lie, eBay went hard back in the day. Like, I got deals. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie.
It was either that or it was like
Yes Asia.
An EXO.
I loved Yes Asia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It took like 3 weeks to get there, but I was like, it's beautiful.
That's Toki the regular.
3 albums gave you free shipping, no customs, nothing. It was beautiful.
That was so young.
The time to be alive, and then COVID hit, and I was like, dang.
That was me with K-Town for you, where it was just like constant.
I really wanted to try shopping on K-Town for you. I just could never do it because of customs and shipping. Because it was like the price would be $30-$40, and I was like, oh, that's a sleigh. And then I'd go to shipping and it's like $80.
And then poster tube if you want a poster tube.
Do you want a poster tube? It's pre-order.
See, that's the thing, and I was always opt in for the poster tube. Not a good idea, because a box that was supposed to be like this turned into this. Especially because of SM posters. It was just not the vibe.
But then SM stopped recently, and I'm just like, thank you. They watched our thing.
No. Just wait until there's the Christmas time. I feel like Key has to have posters.
No.
Yeah.
Because
Key has to have
they're not doing posters anymore though.
Key has to go. Key has to.
Okay. If Red Velvet comes with posters, then we'll know.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I'm assuming. Because Red Velvet usually has posters, right? They didn't have for Chill Kill.
No. It was inside the album.
But I was gonna say about the Love Yourself Answer. I still remember a funny story about this that feet just slipped off.
I thought someone was coming in.
A story that some people know, but not many, is that when I bought Love Yourself Answer at the time, there was lenticular cards available inside some of the BTS albums, and they were kind of rare to get. They weren't that common. And I remember receiving my Love Yourself Answer version F in the mail. I'm happy that I got version F because that's still my favorite. And I opened it and I pulled J-Hope with the little hearts on his cheek, and I was really happy about that because I was really into rap lines specifically. And then I saw that there was a lenticular card inside, and I was like, oh, that's cute. They made like little lenticulars with the album as well, where it was just like the full all the members of BTS there, and I was like, oh, that's like a cute little inclusion. I didn't find out till, I'm not even kidding, like
I'm like scared where this is headed.
I was gonna say, like, I did not find out till like a year, maybe even more later, that they didn't come with all the albums. Like they weren't like super rare.
Yeah, see, it sounds scary, the story.
They weren't like super rare with the. I still have it. I will jump ahead of it, and I did not sell it or anything. But it was just funny that like I had no idea, and then meanwhile I was just like, oh, like a cute little thing. And then they're not as rare as, like, for those that know NCT albums, the special card that you can get. I think those are even more rare. The lenticulars were a little bit more common, but they still didn't come in every single album. I don't remember how many they produced. I want to say like 2,000 or more. I'm not sure. But it was like kind of hard to get. So when I pulled that and had no idea and found out later, I was like, oh, I gotta keep better watch on this card, because I think it goes for like probably more now. But I remember looking up the price at the time, and it was like around $50 or $60 for it. So I was like, oh.
And that was back then.
Oh my gosh.
It might be worth more now.
It's a random story, but literally, it wasn't until I started working here, I did not know what lenti meant.
Lenti?
No, I didn't know either.
No, because like some people...
It's like Easter?
Yeah, some people started coming up to me and was like, oh my gosh, here's a lenti. And I was like, what's a lenti?
That's you texting me, you want a lenti? And I'm like, what's he talking about?
No, but like I literally didn't know what a lenti was, and it was just short for lenticular, and I was like, oh, it's the moving ones. But yeah,
I learned a lot since working here.
Me too.
I really have. I've also picked up really bad habits here as well. So
I really learned pronunciation too. Like you really helped me learn that. Are you late? Oh, are you late? Is not O rule.
O rule.
It does look like that, so I can't blame him there.
That was so embarrassing. I was like, where's the O rule album?
O rule.
Only we knew.
Yeah. Well, we shared it.
Yeah. But
yeah.
like, it's fine now.
But yeah. Fast forward to our next topic.
We're fast forwarding again?
Yeah, fast forward. We're now in the next topic of...
Oh, I was like, are we in the future?
No.
I thought we were comparing the old groups
to
the new groups.
But yeah, fast forward to current day and right now. And like, but yeah, so basically, what's you now? Like, how are you? What's like the difference between yourself before and like now?
I don't feel like she's the same.
I was actually thinking that in terms of like the
groups of music she listens to, I think she's been pretty...
I will say, I used to be very active on Stan Twitter. I'm not going to reveal what my...
I think we all had a moment like that. I feel like I have multiple accounts.
I'm not going to reveal what the @ is, but like, if you find it, you find it. I'm guessing if you do check my card, you're going to realize that like a little bit too many things match with me, so you're probably going to realize, but I don't use it anymore. But especially during the pandemic, I think I got Twitter, like Stan Twitter specifically, in like 2019, I think. I was about to say my old username, but I think they could find my more updated one from looking at my older one, so I won't reveal that either.
So basically you had an account for one specific person?
No.
She probably had multi-stand in the bio. Yeah, come on.
I was at I know there is still people to this day. I won't get like too much into it, but it still annoys me when people have like in their cards being like, no multis, do not even follow me if you're a multi. And it's kind of like,
do that?
Oh yeah,
people still do that.
And like it usually is with like, they just stand one group and they don't want, which I guess, to be fair, if you don't want to see other groups on your timeline, I can understand that. But it was just this hatred of like, and I know in Korea it's like a different culture where sometimes the idols will be like, oh, you like other groups? You're not supposed to like other groups. I thought it was a joke this whole time, and it mostly is, but some of them, I found out, I think from Venus actually, that a lot of like people in Korea usually stand like one or two groups, and they're not like big multis. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why the idols kind of joke about that. But yeah, I was very active, and I feel like I was a lot more in the know about stuff going on, and I would follow comebacks very closely. I'd watch a lot more content. But since working at LightUpK, I don't always let K-pop take over my brain too much. So I feel like I still listen to quite a few groups, but not to the extent that I used to in terms of keeping up with like every little thing. It's more so, oh, this group dropped a comeback, okay, I'll listen to it in like a few days, rather than, oh, I gotta get up at 4:30 a.m. and watch it. Respect to people that still, I know you know what's gonna, and probably you too, respect to people that still do that. Maybe every once in a while I might still.
The last time I did that was for Rise.
Literally, like what, last week you did that?
Yeah. Literally, it was so recent.
And you missed their whole live afterwards. Like, you should just woke up early.
No, I was like, you know what? It's already 2 a.m. I'm just gonna stay up until 5.
2 a.m.
So logical.
2 a.m. Yeah. But yeah, let's see your current self. What's the current stand list looking like? Let's see this. Let's see the list, girl. Share it with us.
Oh, I just realized when are we?
A whole list that pops
I'm
up
not
in
doing
front
it.
of
That's
us. Darn
too
it!
That's
See,
too
like,
much.
So cool.
So number one, first and foremost, I don't know when I'm gonna talk about like NCT specifically.
You can literally do it now.
Okay.
Like,
my number one group, and it has been since like early 2019, late 2018, is NCT. I do love NCT quite a lot, especially 127 in particular. But my NCT journey is a little different from my BTS one, because I don't know how I came across it, but when Boss came out, I remember being like, wow, I love this song.
Everyone went crazy. That's like the album. That's why I'm surprised people don't really buy that album at all anymore. But I remember everyone was trying to get that. And like the colorful one.
The colorful one?
Oh. Yeah. Actually, backtrack a little bit with NCT. I don't think that was my introduction to NCT. I think it was Cherry Bomb specifically that I added to my playlist. But then after listening to it a few times, I was like, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands is the stupidest line to ever exist. So and I removed it from my playlist.
Iconic.
But now,
iconic.
now I like scream those lyrics and I'm like, Beethoven who? I only know if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. So like, I guess at the time it was like a bit of an introduction. But yeah, fast forward to Boss. Watching this music video, Jaehyun appears on the screen. You know that zoom in when he's sitting on the chair? I still remember him being like, who is this man?
I forgot that was Anne's first man before.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I loved Jaehyun.
I thought it was always Johnny.
Because technically, Johnny wasn't in the Boss music video.
Because he's a hobby.
Because he what?
Johnny gave her the ick in the beginning.
I actually don't think I ever watched the Cherry Bomb music video. I just remember hearing like the song.
No,
so I didn't even know if I knew what he looked like.
The resurface of Johnny's like... It kills me, but it's like, it's so good.
But yeah, when I watched the Boss music video, I was like, NCTU. Wow, you know what? I'm gonna stan this NCTU and I'm gonna follow these guys around. Little did I know, NCTU isn't a fixed group. The group that existed at the time, that wasn't NCTU, that was just a sample of NCTU. And when I found that out, I was like, oh, okay, well, let's look more into NCT. Then I saw the amount of members and I went, no. And I just backed off for a little bit because I was like, that's not happening. That's way too many members in a group. That's dumb. That's ridiculous. Like, no offense, like, I want to punch myself, my past self, but I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. But then, fast forward a little more to like September-ish. It was right before Regular released, and I was like, and I still had NCT songs like on my playlist, but I told myself to not actually get into NCT. But then when I heard Regular, I was like, okay, I do really like this, and I do really like 127. So let me just get more into them. And then I got more into NCT Dream after that as well.
Regular, the English or the Korean version?
The Korean one. But I also did like the English one, but I heard the Korean one first. And what's that song again? There was one song.
Y'all hating on the Chinese version.
I didn't release till later.
Oh, what was the lyric? I've been rolling with that cheese.
Oh, walking like with the cheese. That's the queso. Queso. What song was it? There was Replay from that album. I think this album released in October though, right? Yeah, October. But I really, really liked Replay, and so I listened to that song a lot, and Regular. Then I was like, hey, now I'm like fully into it. Let me also look more into Dream. I think I had a few Dream songs on that big playlist I was talking about as well, but I wasn't like into Dream yet. So I was like, let me learn Dream. Let me look more into Dream. Stand Dream. and then obviously like look more into 127. And as I was looking more into 127, I was like, I like this Johnny fellow. I think he's good looking. I think he's talented. I think like I was like, let me just like look more into him, and then it just snowballed, and still to this day, he is still my number one.
She's in those DMs daily.
Oh
Hey,
my gosh!
Johnny.
What was it again? Bubble with Johnny.
Oh, Bubble.
You did Bubble with Johnny, right?
Don't bring up the traumatic experience.
So
I had over 1,000 days with him, and then my credit card just screwed up for some reason, and I missed the payment. And LSN, LYSN, or whatever it's called, like the people that run Bubble, I forget what it's called.
Yeah, I think
they
so.
snatched that streak away from me.
Loki though, I feel like Johnny was like, where'd she go?
Yeah.
Where'd she go? Like we had a streak. It's like
This whole love story is gonna start here. He's gonna see this
that's
video.
Where it's gonna go, and
he's gonna hear this. There's gonna be a collaboration, and then boom, we'll be at Anne and Johnny's wedding.
Like I was like, y'all don't understand how deeply I fell for this man. I was like, he's attractive, he's funny, he's talented. There's just something about him that just reminds me so much of myself. Y'all know that thing where it's like, oh, your bias is who you're most like, and then your bias is your ideal type, and your bias wrecker is most like you or whatever.
Yeah.
Johnny's both. I feel like Johnny and I are similar, and he's also my ideal type as well. So it was just like a match made in heaven, you know? Anne and Johnny.
We're gonna switch this to...
LightUpK's gonna become a stan account for Anne and Johnny.
Yeah.
We're gonna ship it.
We're gonna
ship it.
Yes. We're gonna rename this LightUpK's Communication Center, and then that's how we're gonna get the... We're gonna get
the coffees out.
We're gonna
get those beans.
Yeah. We're gonna get an SM lawsuit, and that's how Johnny will find us.
I was so delusional about Johnny that literally I went to TMU, formerly known as Ryerson, and I was a communication student there, not because of Johnny's Communication Center, that was before I found NCT, but the building there, I don't know if it is still called that, but it's called Rogers Communication Center. And I was like, oh my god, like Johnny's Communication Center, I'm basically going to like a communication center like Johnny's vlogs. That didn't make any sense, like that didn't line up properly, but I was just so delusional about any little thing that reminded me of Johnny. I was just eating it all up.
You should have like your own like thing in the YouTube where it's literally Anne's Communication Center, and you're just the ACC, Air Canada.
But it's Scotiabank now.
Is it Air Canada Convention?
No, well, it used to be Air Canada Center, but now it's Scotiabank Arena.
Center. Okay. But yeah, okay, so you're number one on your stan list.
Oh,
if you guys didn't know.
Yes, okay, yeah.
NCT. And like your main, your biases from that group.
Okay, so NCT, and as we discussed, main ultimate bias is Johnny. I favor 127 a little more than Dream, I wouldn't say a little more, like a decent amount. I favor 127 over Dream and Wavy, but my bias on 127 is Johnny, but I also bias Taeyong. Hope you're doing good in the military, bro.
Oh, he's doing fine. Last time I saw him, they were dunking in some water.
and all his friends in it, or like other...
That was the TikTok?
Was it a TikTok?
Because I saw a TikTok of like some shirtless man working out on a beach, and I was like, it was from Taeyong's account. I was like, that's Taeyong's account? That's not a random account.
Yeah, I have a lot of love for Taeyong as well. We're actually technically born the same day if you factor in like time zones and stuff. Because like he was born July 1st, I was born June 30th, but technically if you match up the time zones...
Good, you had me thinking.
Yeah, if you match up the time zones, technically I'm born...
Basically the same day.
Yeah.
Basically the same day.
Because I was born at like 6 p.m. or something like that, which would technically be the next day in Korea. So, anyway, yes.
She's thought about it.
Taeyong and also Doyoung as well. But like my main bias is Johnny. Like I don't know if I'd consider Taeyong and Doyoung like bias wreckers. I feel like they're a little bit more than that. But anyway, that's for 127. For Dream, my main boy, Renjun. Love that guy like crazy. And then for Wavy specifically, it was Hendry at first. And I was really into Hendry.
Everyone loves Hendry.
I always thought it was just Kun the whole time.
No,
I had a whole Hendry collection. Hendry did nothing wrong, by the way. Hendry, I love you so much. As I got to know the members a bit more, because like I didn't know Kun and Ten that well. Like even though I knew them from like the NCTU stuff that they did, they were never in like a fixed unit, so they were always just kind of floating around. But as I started to like learn the members a bit more in Wavy, I was like, okay, I actually bias Kun. But honestly, to tell you the truth, lately 10's really been bias wrecking me, so I almost want to say I double bias in Wavy now, where it's both Kun and 10.
You know what's crazy? I always thought 10 was in 127.
You are crazy.
I can't. He matches the age range, but I can't really imagine him doing more 127 type stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Win-Win was in 127, and then he suddenly disappeared, and I was like, where'd he go?
Yeah, I know. I remember when they came to Toronto, this girl was handing out posters to free Win-Win.
But yeah, like, I don't know why, but like, I just, before I really knew them, I always thought 10 was part of 127 for some reason.
He could
and
have
like literally, I like you just said, like I feel like he
I'm happy
fits so
he's
well.
not though. He does really well with Wavy.
He does do really
If
well
you can't tell, the Wavy subunit stan, the 127 subunit stan,
And what are you?
the Wish subunit stan.
Oh my gosh, so cute. Babies.
I'm still trying to decide if, in case anyone's like, oh, you forgot to mention Wish, which I guess technically I did. I Wish did slip my mind there.
I did kind of like interrupt you, so.
Yeah. Oh no! I honestly
really? Oh,
like I was thinking like like the main three, but yeah, technically like Wish is, and my Wish bias hasn't been fully determined. I am heavily leaning towards Yushi, but I don't know. I also really like Riku as well, so I don't know. A lot of people tell me that, not a lot of people. That's a lie. Let's not lie on here. I had a couple people tell me that like, oh, like wouldn't you bias?
A lot.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you bias Ryo? That's how you pronounce it, right? Yeah, Ryo, because like he gives Ranjan vibes. Like even that TikTok / thing they made together. Yeah,
I was one of those people. Like government assigned bias for NCT Wish. I gave her Ryo.
because they do have the vibes. I do appreciate that, and I feel like a lot of Ranjan stans do bias Ryo, but for me, like Yushi and Riku, I like a bit more. But it's very up in the air right now. It could still change because I don't know the members that well, and I still have to actually watch their comeback. I saw that you posted about it, but I still gotta watch that. But yes, that is my NCT stuff. But you're asking me like my full
your
bias
list. Let's keep going. Who's number 2?
BT. I'm gonna be very honest.
Wait, do you guys want to guess? Should we guess?
She already said BTS.
Oh, well, okay.
Wait, were you gonna say?
I was about to talk about BTS, but I don't know where they stand. But
okay, wait. So is BTS 2 or not?
that's the thing, is that
She's conflicted.
I will still always be an ARMY, but I feel like a lot of ARMYs do feel this way right now, where it's like they kind of prefer BTS's older stuff to their newer stuff, and they're not connecting as much with the members. But please, ARMY, please don't attack me for this. I still love BTS so much. Like, I was freaking #1 ARMYs in. Like, I was a part of so many ARMYs in community. I guess that's one way you could find my old stan Twitter. Like, ARMYs in, ride or die. Canceled a few times over that on Twitter. Not fun. ARMY and Citizens like hate each other, and I feel like it's only gotten worse over the years.
God. I was riding with the GOT7, so they were all chill.
But yeah, like, well, for BTS, like now, maybe when they come back from the military, like all of them, and they'll start making music again, I'll probably fall deeply back into them. I feel like I do consider BTS still an alt, but they're more in the background, and I feel like other groups have kind of overtaken their place. It's kind of like when your dog dies and you get another dog. Like, do you just like completely forget about your old dog, you know? You still, like, I guess in that way BTS isn't dead or anything, but in the sense that they're
just a metaphor.
People are gonna be like, Anne wishes death on BTS. Like, that's what's gonna happen.
No.
But like this idea where it's like, oh, something that was such a huge part of your life is now kind of not, but you have this like newer thing, newer toy almost.
You're still like keeping up with them, but like not to an extent.
Yeah, I still have a lot of so much love and appreciation. By the way, my bias in BTS is Namjoon. I never did really mention that, but yes. I gotta post your video.
Oh yeah, we might have to do an intermission just for a quick second, but anyway, so is that are they not? Should we just? I
don't know if I'd consider like it's basically like they're like NCT, and then like BTS is kind of in the distance. They sort of move up and down. Chills.
They're like there, but they're not.
Yeah,
but they're there.
That's what that. Yeah.
So
But
like,
I think you guys
so
were gonna
they're not
guess.
number 2. They're not.
I wouldn't say at the
Do we
moment.
want to guess number 2? You want to like? You want to count? Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Who did you drop?
There's 2 who dropped.
My girls, you're gonna go sleep now.
Okay, you want to count to 3 and then like on.
Wait, but
I think you're both gonna know.
On 3 we say the group,
But I don't know.
or like after 3 we say the group.
Is it like any like boy group, girl group?
I think it's boy group. Yeah.
Do you want boy group?
I think it's boy group.
I have something in my head, but I don't know for sure.
Wait.
Like I know she likes them, but I don't know if they'd be number 2.
Say it after. Count to 3, and then after 3 we
Wait,
say.
no, my answer might be really bad. My answer, I can only think of one other
I'm
group
ready.
that she like
I'm
stands,
ready.
but doesn't hardcore stand.
I'm ready. Okay,
But she has like nostalgia.
Do you want to count us down?
She's so nervous.
Just count us down.
It's okay if you get it wrong.
Yeah, you just count us down.
I want to get it right.
Count us down. I want to get it right too, but like I feel like
Okay,
I'm not.
after 3.
After 3.
Okay.
After 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Day
P1
6.
Harmony.
Both wrong.
Oh! I was so sure about P1 Harmony. But now that you said day 6, that makes so much sense.
But now that's off the list.
Yeah. So now I'm like, oh! Is it Stray Kids?
It is Stray Kids.
I swear they became 3rd.
But I will say P1 Harmony and Day 6 are both very good guesses because in terms of Day 6, starting out with Nat here, in terms of Day 6, I'm not super into the members. I don't dislike the members. I still love the members so much. But in terms of like standing, I feel like to like stand, you also have to have this passion to kind of really keep up with the members and stuff. I still love all of them a lot, but I follow the music very intensely. But I don't really keep up with like the guys themselves. So Day 6, in terms of like music, honestly would be 2nd. So in a way, that is kind of right in that sense. And then P1 Harmony, I feel them really rising up. I feel P1 Harmony really rising up, especially after I saw them in concert for the 2nd/3rd time, if you count the ROM stuff. But after seeing them there, like, and really getting to know P1 Harmony more, they are on track to really compete. But honestly, like, it's NCT and then like Stray Kids with like P1 Harmony Day 6 also competing for them. So both those answers weren't technically wrong. At the moment, I would say Stray Kids is 2nd, but with Day 6 and P1 Harmony not being far behind.
So who's the bias from each of those 3 groups?
My bias from Stray Kids is IN. I do love him very, very much. I feel like he's very underrated. Like him, Sungmin, and Changbin unfortunately always sell the least when we have like member versions of stuff or when we give out POBs. But I always do really appreciate, shout out to Yuno for biasing Sungmin. Who do you bias again? Is it Hyunjin? Oh.
I never knew that.
But bias her is Changbin.
Ah, see, there you go. So anyone that like biases those 3, like, I have a lot of appreciation for them. My bias in Day 6 is Young K. I mean, like, he does help write like a lot of the music, and I feel like a lot of my days, like, I know Young K's like definitely the most popular. Like, and then also I kind of get bias struck by One Pill a lot as well, but like Young K I'd say is like my main guy.
So fine. He's so fine. I'm just saying.
And in P1 Harmony, it's my main boy, Jung. Although I do always say that like Seoul is also a heavy bias wrecker as well.
You've seen the Instagram being like, you're telling me this isn't the same person?
Oh, it's not with Jongseok and Seoul. Yeah, I saw that too. Because in that moment they did, like with the blonde and everything, or like when Kyo was like, I'm passing the phone to someone who really needs to redo their roots. That was so bad. Oh my god.
But like,
that was actually so crazy.
He wasn't lying. Let's be honest.
So, that wasn't all of your, like.
I'll have Yuno put up a few, like maybe directly in front of my face.
But basically, the top ones. The top ones: BTS, Stray Kids, P1 Harmony, Day 6. Am I missing something?
NCT.
NCT! Oh my gosh!
I think you were just thinking of the ones that were like right below
NCT. The main ones that and basically stands.
I will audibly say also TXT and ATEEZ.
Yeah. So then, as a K-pop fan, I feel like you would have to go to like concerts, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Have you been to any of like your top like?
Yes.
Concert?
When people ask me this on live, and I do get clowned for this sometimes.
That's not. That's not.
My memory's really bad, and no matter how much I enjoyed certain concerts, my brain will just not remember them. So, to the best of my ability, I'm probably gonna leave some out. K-pop, for my top groups anyway, at least. I have seen NCT 127 in concert. I have seen NCT Dream in concert each once. I'm seeing Dream again, luckily, this upcoming September in Washington. And then BTS I did see in 2018. Yeah, I did go to 20. However, something a lot of ARMY do relate to in this is that I had really good seats for Map of the Soul. You know, like that 7 stage shape at the Rogers Center? I was like very close to the tip of the 7 with my friend, and we all know
the 7,
like the where
that one.
Okay. So like kind of like over here, and like that when BTS go on tour again, those seats aren't going to be available. People are going to snatch them up so quick, and it's going to go for thousands of dollars. So it really is sad.
BMO field.
Oh my god! I have seen people say that like that tour getting canceled really impacted them, and they're standing for BTS. Like I do know a couple people that were like really into BTS, and as soon as that happened, they slowly started to fall out of BTS. Like they still have a lot of love for the members, of course, but I think it's just like constant content not being thrown at you anymore, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. But I mean, luckily right now a bunch of the members are releasing more and more solo stuff. Jin's fresh out of the military, so
waiting
that's
for
good.
his new release.
So
and like we're gonna get like the 3 versions, the Weverse, and then what else?
Jin S Mini, Jin under SM. But yeah, I only saw BTS that one time in 2018. P1 Harmony, I've seen 3 times. Technically, if anyone went to that show at the ROM, I was there. And I also saw them in July of last year at Rebel, and then just this past May in Coca-Cola Coliseum.
Just edit me out.
Okay, but you know what's crazy? Like, we literally saw P1 Harmony for 3 years consecutively.
Can't relate, it's fine. I got into the movie later.
But yeah, so like
that ROM show was a treat. Like that's wild thinking about that now. So like $20, right?
Well, 20. I feel like it was lower. I don't remember.
Like 18 or something.
Maybe
it was under 20.
It was under like, but like okay. So you went to those concerts, like, but like how much was like total? How many total concerts?
I will also say, talking about the Day 6 thing as well, I did see Day 6 in 2018.
Now that's a flex. Because I remember seeing so many videos of that concert, and it just felt like one that you had to be there.
And what was really sad as well is that they did keep going on tour after that, but they stopped going to Toronto, which I was so sad about, because I do really love their old stuff as well, but opposite of BTS, their more like recent albums I prefer over their older albums, although there are a few really good gems in their older albums. But yeah, all in total, I've probably seen over at least over 10
I thought you was about to say 50.
Oh no, not that many.
I was about to say 50. I was like, whoa, 50.
She would have had to like do a whole world
tour.
Like definitely over 10, maybe over 15. I've also seen like other groups like The Rose, Only One Of, On and Off, 80s. I'm trying to think of other groups here that I saw. Twice. 17. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention 17. It just hit me now. 17, in terms of like standing, is probably tied with P1 Harmony right now. Maybe they could also be tied with Stray Kids. I don't know. My stand list is very confusing. I feel like NCT is always on top, but everyone below them switches around. 17, I'm so sorry. I was just thinking, because I always forget about TXT and ATEEZ, and I always remember 17. So, you see what I mean by my memory loss? Like,
it's okay.
I cannot remember for the life of me. But yeah, anyway. Yeah. And then I saw 17 as well. So, I don't know. I feel like I've been to over 10. I don't know if it's over 15. K-pop shows since 2018. And
like you have more upcoming as well.
Yes. See, pandemic included, because the pandemic kind of messed things up there for a little bit.
But yeah, interesting. Yeah. I want to know. I really need to know. What's the collection? What's the collection?
Ooh.
How? What's the album count? I need to know.
I don't think she would know off the top of her head.
I don't. Yeah. I recently. I recently got rid of a lot of albums. I really didn't want to, but my parents didn't want them being stored in the basement, and so I think I was over 300 at one point. But I've cut down a lot, and now I think it's probably just over 200. I'm not sure of the like exact amount, because you count like S-minis and stuff as well, right? I guess if you count that. But yeah, that's my album collection, and then photo card collection. I have like 3 or 4 big binders. I try to collect Johnny in full, but honestly, lately I've been really falling behind in my photo card collecting. I like kind of get into it, and then I get too busy, and then I forget about it. Get into it, like it's just this roller coaster. But yeah, I collect a lot of like NCT. Like I feel like Johnny is the only main member that I like collect.
Don't forget Teo.
And then
Teo.
And then I also try to collect Ranjan in full as well. I was collecting Teo at one point, but now it just got too hectic.
Before we move on to the final topic, this was something I wanted to know. Do you have any current hot takes? Do you have any current hot takes? Let's get spicy. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. If you don't, that's fine. But like,
I guess kind of like I was saying before with like BTS, I do feel like a lot of people, because of the cancellation of their tour, which is not their fault whatsoever. I want to clarify that. I feel like a lot of people did start to kind of fall out of BTS, and although BTS are still huge, there's new ARMY joining literally every single day. There are some older ARMY that are starting to find new groups. I know I talked to a customer recently, and they said that the BTS to ATEEZ pipeline is strong, and it's happening fast.
Really? I thought it was like the BTS to TXT pipeline.
That still exists as well, but I do know the customer was saying that this idea of like a group that started out not from a big company, like humble origin stories, all of a sudden making it big. And I know Hongjoong does help write for ATEEZ, right? Like I think they kind of like that.
Hongjoong and Mingi.
And Mingi, okay, yeah. I think they kind of like that aspect as well, and just this whole like it makes one team, family, and then with BTS always being seen as like a family, of course, as well. But yeah, like hot take individually, I don't want to name any names because like obviously like I'm gonna get like in trouble, and obviously I don't want to speak on like behalf of LightUpK.
Again, disclaimer, nothing we say in these videos on LightUpTalks is reflective of the company.
I will say that vocal power has gone down significantly in 4th and 5th gen. And comparing it to 3rd gen, it's like a complete 180. You still get a lot of talented vocalists popping up, but I feel like there are a lot. I know everyone's going to be thinking of one individual group, and I'm not pointing out that one individual group. There are other groups as well.
That's scary, but like it's okay. To be fair, I do understand what you mean.
I don't. I'm just thinking about Mr. Sohee right now.
Yeah, there are. See, SM.
Miss Sohee, Miss Bell, like.
I guess my hot take as well is that like I still stand by the fact that SM has the best vocalists. But I feel
agree.
People don't always agree with that.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I think.
But yeah, just to say, there are still so many talented vocalists coming out, but I feel like a lot more people are focused on how the idols are as people rather than their individual vocal talents. And you know, a lot of idols, believe it or not, lip sync on stage because it is very difficult to dance and sing at the same time. But that doesn't mean that you should be very weak in vocals. Like if you are part of a K-pop group, the bare minimum, be able to sing decently well. But I know there are more and more clips coming out of different groups, not just the one that a lot of people are currently bashing at the moment. That's another take as well, I guess.
So forth.
People bashing that one individual group, which I'm not going to name, but there are other groups as well where like you hear like encore stages and things like that, and it's like, wait, you just have to hold a note. Not expecting you to be freaking Beyonce. Just hold a note, but they struggle to do that, and that's really unfortunate to see. But yeah, I feel like that's my like main hot take without getting too.
I have a hot take.
Oh,
she's
say
got a hot
it.
take.
As gots to go.
I was to hear.
I was
oh.
literally so ready to help you like leave like nicely.
I'm sorry.
And I was like, I gotta
do it.
Okay, so that was it for the hot take from Miss Anne. Very spicy, to be honest.
Honestly, yeah, it was really spicy.
It was very spicy. But
should I super quickly go over? I saw the notes there with the role itself.
But yeah, so that was basically it for that second topic, and unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to Nat.
Oh my god, that was such a better way of putting it.
No, but the way you did it was kind of spicy.
I'm gonna leave my babies with you.
They're sleeping.
But
yeah, Miss Natalie has to go, unfortunately. But we will still be continuing.
To be honest, I was just listening. I wasn't even really giving much. So, you won't even notice my departure. Love you all.
Just gonna go see Louis.
Okay. Adjust.
Bye.
Don't be recording too long. It's at 58.
That's okay. Okay. But so Nat has unfortunately left us, but we will be continuing to our final little like theme. What not theme, like topic.
It's what happens when you're a yapper.
It's okay. But yes, our final theme or like topic, basically LightUpK, because it's like this is where you are right now in like your K-pop journey.
Yes.
So like, yeah, who are you in LightUpK? Who are you? Yeah, please
Who am I?
Please introduce your role here at LightUpK, if you guys don't know.
So my role at LightUpK is CCO, and a lot of people ask, well,
what does that mean?
What is CCO
what is
anyway? CCO stands for Chief Communications Officer. And basically, CCO doesn't really encapsulate specific things. Like, there is a list of different things that people as CCO do, but I feel like it changes from company to company. But every company does have a CCO. They're basically in charge of, surprise, communications. And I graduated with a bachelor in surprise, a Bachelor of Arts in surprise communication. But
and Communication Center.
See? Johnny, hit me up. But my main role with the company is social media. That is like the main part of it. But also just like our communications as well. So when we have certain, and marketing, I guess, tied into that. So when we have certain sales, like I'm one of the top people kind of helping to come up with certain sales and how they're executed, and if there's any kind of problems or announcements we have to make, how do we phrase them? What do we say? Like, and I think that helps a lot being a K-pop stan as well, because there definitely is CCOs in other companies where like they don't necessarily like CCO for like, I don't know, Lysol or something is not going to be like huge fan of cleaning products and like their number. But I feel like as a K-pop stan, like I feel like that's one of LightUpK's kind of slogans, where it's like by the fans for the fans. Everyone that is on the executive team, including our CEOs, there's 2 CEOs by the way, we're all K-pop fans. We started this like with the idea in mind of like giving back. You stan, we deliver. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so yeah, social media / like communications. But you'll also often see me in the store and here in the warehouse doing lives and such. I always just like to get a full kind of scope of how the company is running, because being in charge of communications, I want to know like employees' thoughts, customers' thoughts. If I'm just like always away from it, then I don't fully have a proper grasp on it. So I'm kind of everywhere all at once, or at least I try to be. So like how did it happen? Like how did you get into it? So I used to be in TMU, formerly Ryerson's, K-pop group, not group, what would you call it? Club. I don't know why I forgot the word for club. Argue K-pop, Ryerson University K-pop, now TMU K-pop. And at the time I originally started off as like the photographer, then I started getting into more social media, and then at one point I became director of marketing and vice president. But being director of marketing means I was in charge of, you guessed it, social media. And I didn't post like a lot to social media, but I still posted what I could and tried to relate to K-pop fans and everything. And Joe, our CEO, he was in charge of Mercy Cosmetics, which was kind of absorbed into LightUpK. We do sell K-Beauty now at LightUpK, and he was reaching out to a lot of different like dance crews, K-pop clubs like in Canada to kind of hear about Mercy Cosmetics. And he saw my content, and he's like, you know what? Like I like this girl. I like her content. And he was saying that like, hey, like I'm about to start up like a K-pop album store. Like I want to go into more than just K-beauty. Like I do feel like options are limited with K-pop. Why not go beyond that? And I was like, I am so totally down. I'm down for that for sure. So basically joined up, started off as like just the kind of TikTok in particular. Didn't have access to all of social media yet. And I did what I could, and I made some TikToks, some of which like did pretty well considering we didn't have much of a following. And I just wanted to reach out to K-pop stands to not only market in terms of selling, but market in terms of relatability, because that's what you need to reach people nowadays. Is not just, hey, here's our product, buy our product. It's, hey, I'm like you, I'm also a K-pop fan. Look at this funny thing you should relate to. Look at this thing you relate to. I relate to this thing as well. And if you're looking to buy K-pop albums, guess what? We sell those. So I always think of that kind of tactic when making content and everything. But I went from being TikTok to kind of like social media to now CCO, which bigger and better title.
So I don't know the full like chronological like how everything happened, but I'm pretty sure it's either been 3 years for you guys, or like technically 2.5, 2 years since the physical Toronto store location, but like maybe like 2.5 years since it started. But like since then, how has it been? Like it's been a good while now.
Yes. I don't know exactly when I like joined LightUpK, because it was kind of like in like Mercy was kind of turning into LightUpK. There was like this whole thing. So I don't know like exactly when I joined, but I do know I think I started making TikToks around February. February is like a big month for me in terms of like K-pop standing, because like if y'all recall further back in this video, I found like really fully discovered BTS in February of 2018, and then I guess around February of 2022 is when things really kicked off for me for LightUpK. And then timeline is like July 2022 opened our Toronto store, which is still there. Didn't we have our soft opening in June though?
June, and then the real grand opening July, July.
So then we had that, and then was that already in 2022? That's crazy. I was gonna say we worked with Just Be and Yoonji Sung. I was gonna say in 2023, but no, that was 2022.
Oh my gosh,
that's weird to think of it that long ago.
Crazy.
But yeah, we were really happy to do that, and then working with that and kind of getting our name out there more. We opened our Montreal store in early 2023. And then now in 2024, we have our Edmonton store as well, and we just kind of want to keep expanding and doing bigger and better things. We've hosted 2 fan calls as well, one with Stacy, and our DKZ one also just passed. But we hope to have more events, do more things, work with more artists, merc.
I was really about to say like going off on that, like you have any future goals?
Yeah.
You already took it out of I got it. I didn't have to ask, you already knew, but yeah.
Like, we want to continue to expand our stores, like possibly even beyond Canada, but we still really want to focus on Canada right now.
We're gonna go in Korea. I'm joking.
And then definitely do like more fan calls, and hopefully like fan signs specifically, and just working with more artists in general, because I know Canada, where we are, severely lacks like K-pop stuff. There are a lot of stores popping up, which is really great, and slowly more groups are starting to come here. Big shout out to JYP, because like I was gonna say a lot of the groups under JYP are starting to come here more.
They actually do come here, and I was gonna say Purple Kiss as well, because they did a whole Canadian tour.
Yes.
Babes, you coming too on Thursday? When this video gets posted. Thursday, right? Thursday, yeah. We love you, Purple Cat.
but yeah, like we just want to try and bring more groups here. Like I'm gonna be like super delusional and say like, oh, because of LightUpK, like people started to see that like Canada, because for those who don't know, we're on the Billboard charts. Like not us, not LightUpK specifically.
No. We don't
check out our single coming out. No.
Check out our single.
But like sales from LightUpK, if you live in Canada or the US, they count towards Billboard charts. So I feel like a lot of Canadians buying with us and other shops in Canada that are popping up that also count towards the Billboard charts. It's really putting Canada on the map, and these groups and these companies are like, you know what? Canada might just be worth it. And we hope that we can continue to work with these companies and say, yes, please come to Canada. There are so many fans here that are eagerly awaiting to see whoever decides to come here.
But yes. So that was like literally all your future goals. Amazing. And we do hope to really we really want to push through it.
My number one future goal is to bring NCT here.
Oh, absolutely. Any SM group. Like, SM actually doesn't like us, but yeah.
And then Johnny's like, oh my gosh, and we can't be together. This is an unprofessional relationship. And I go, I don't care, Johnny.
It's giving fan fiction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Guys, write me your fanfics.
Absolutely.
On AO3.
Share your fanfics of Anne and Johnny in the comments, please. We want to read that. Oh my gosh, we should do a LightUpTalks where we read the fanfiction.
Oh my god.
Okay, but yeah. If we had more time, we could have talked a lot more. But again, I just want to say thank you so much to Anne.
Yeah, thank you.
CCO.
My favorite thing to do is yap.
Yeah.
And yap and yap.
Of LightUpK,
People know that. So I will say any chance to yap for like an hour, I'm gonna take.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming in for this. This wasn't a professional interview. I feel like it could have been better, but
no, I liked it a lot.
Okay, but yeah, like thanks again for coming. Again, we did want to do this because technically it's special to you since your birthday's coming up.
Yes, when this gets released, my birthday will be 3 days after that.
But yes, so I hope you guys like the video. Please leave a thumbs up, comment, subscribe to LightUpK Studios if you would like. And also don't forget to follow us on our other social medias at, what is it, Miss CCO?
LightUpK Shop. Because people took LightUpK.
Yeah. Really?
I know I think it was on Instagram, there's a LightUpK that account that exists.
Interesting. But yeah, LightUpK Shop on Instagram, on TikTok, Twitter, X, however you want to say it, Facebook. But yeah, again, we are a K-pop shop where you can buy albums. And like, where can we buy albums? Where?
You can buy albums and merch, including light sticks and t-shirts. I didn't mention, but G-Idol is one of my favorite girl groups as well. We have Uki t-shirts here, and we got like NEWJEANS stuff. We got so many albums at lightupk.com. You get free shipping over $55 to Canada and the US. That's 55 CAD. But we do offer worldwide shipping, and there is free shipping at certain points for worldwide as well.
But if you guys don't want to shop online, that is okay. We have physical locations in Toronto, Montreal, and Edmonton. But yeah, the location addresses will be in the description below. But yes, thank you again for watching the interview with Miss Anne over here. Johnny's biggest fan. Johnny's real wife, actually. But yeah.
Very briefly, what I'm going to say with Johnny. I didn't mention this before, but I feel like I don't keep up with like Johnny as much as like a lot of other citizens might. But the love is still there, just because I don't keep up with like every little thing. The love is still there.
Yeah. But yes, come say hi. Come buy an album. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. See ya.